theoretically, there is no stage for the capital raising. There have been cases across the country, across the world, and with us as well, where we have raised funds before, where somebody just have an idea. They haven't launched the product or even started developing the product, whether it's a physical product or an online technology product. Then second stage comes when the idea is there and the product has been developed, or the product development has started and reached to a significant stage so that the product is there. Then third stage is there when the proof of concept is there, when the product is developed, but it's being tested by the customers, etc. And the last stage is when the product has been commercialized, revenues have started to come in on, not on the testing basis, but the full scale commercial basis. Now the revenues may be very, very small depending on the model. For example, if you're on a brokerage side, the trading side, the brokerages are typically, it's in single digit bips, so maybe lower double digit bips, or they could be high margin consumer products. So it could be juices, it could be ready-made garments, or it could be, lifestyle products. Now these are 4 stages. The funding can happen at either of the 4 stages. Now one thing entrepreneur has to keep in the mind: earlier the worse valuation, later the better valuation in most circumstances, which means if you have just an idea and on the product itself, somebody is taking a very higher risk. So higher the risk, higher the reward. So the angels, so the seed investor, will give you a very aggressive valuation, which means your valuation is going to be very, very low because there's nothing other than the team. However, if you raise the capital once the product is developed, the valuation is going to be slightly better, which means it will be much more favorable to the founders or the promoters, and so on and so forth. So the short answer is you can raise capital at any stage. We have done that for every stages. Generally, later the better when it comes to valuation. Later the better when the number of funds or the investors or the seed guys will look at you. Earlier, the worse, more difficult, longest duration, which means there would be lesser people who would like to participate in that. The valuations would be aggressive, and it's going to take much more effort to raise at the earlier stages. Once you have not even developed the products.